Hello, are you playing Era of Conquest and trying to siege down capitals and wondering how to do it? Well, guess what? I'm going to give you the best guide currently in Era of Conquest on how to do it and how the best alliances currently go down and siege down all of these units. So, work together and play it together in today's guide. Hello, yes, smash the like button and subscribe for more daily videos here on Era of Conquest, and we are absolutely loving this game. Honestly, it's amazing. And what we're going to be doing though, more importantly, is explaining how you guys can actually participate in a war on a city rally, because what we're going to do is showcase it quickly on how you would do it as a hypothetical, and then we've got an actual siege gameplay that we're going to break down all this amazing PvP analysis as well, and showcase why Era of Conquest honestly is such an amazing game to play. So when you are looking at a thing like a capital city here, obviously you can see we own this type of city, and if you're trying to obviously take control of it, you need to declare war. So once war has been declared, a camp will be chosen, like this southeast or west camp, and all you've got to do is pretty simple, is get your troops and you would drag your units onto this camp. What I would do is pretty simple. It would ask you two options, which we're going to go over. One is, would you like to join the siege, or would you like to join the blitz? And it's very important what you bring in this regard. So what do you need to do? I'll let you know. So if you go to your troop types here, and you can go to choose arms, and on the little choice tab here, you can obviously choose your different tier troops. My big head is obviously hiding right now, but you can here go and click like T1, T2, T3, as you guys know, all the way down to T4 and then to tier 5. But what you guys need to do, if you are going to join the tower sieges and you're going to try and blow up the walls, you need to at first go to tier 2. And what you need to do in tier 2 is unlock a legendary unit, which I'll explain in a moment how to, called the infantry battering ram. And this will then, if you click on, for example, infantry battering ram tier 3, because I have access to that unit, I will then change this now from an infantry unit, and you can see even here is a little like spike symbol to symbolize a infantry battery ram. And what you would then do is just send this unit into the wall, and then that would allow you to siege against the wall in those towers the best. Why? Because the little guys here, the little siege guys, actually do 3 times the amount of damage compared to any other unit. So what do you do with your other guys? So if you're using infantry, or if you're going to use, you know, pikemen or cavalry, what do you do? Well, it's pretty simple. All of those other types of units join the blitz, and by joining the blitz, you're going to be either choosing to let the AI control your units and go into a little fight scene, or you can have full control and fight the AI. And the thing is, this works the exact same if we zoom out and we're not looking at a normal capital, but if say we was gonna siege, for example, a enemy city, this would work the exact same as we are about to showcase after today's sponsor, Huawei App Gallery. Pretty simple. Get your phone out right now, scan that QR code and download the app. What it does is pretty simple, offers you maximum value for your purchases. So if you are a bit of a spender and you want to get more value, this is the application for you. Why? Pretty simple. If you're spending on Era of Conquest as an exclusive offer right now, you are going to be able to log in and then use any of those purchases through the App Gallery app and claim these offers to win potentially new gadgets, claim extra coupons for your account where you can use these to get even more in the game, as well as even, guess what, a $15 gift pack. So why not try out Huawei App Gallery? It is there to help you out. Any of this stuff will come into your little area here, which is your main zone, and you will happily be happy with the service that they provide. So if you need anything, they do have an official Discord too. All of that stuff and all this campaign sponsorship will be in the description below. And thank you for that. And I know it is a little bit of a disruption, guys, but without those sponsorships, you guys know, we wouldn't be able to do this full time. So thank you all the support, thank you for all the likes, guys. And if you've been enjoying the video so far, remember, hit that like button. But we're going into the combat here, and this is now a siege that we're talking about. We're gonna be discussing basically PvP as well as sieging mechanics all at once. So right now in this little tower area, we are marching our troops into battle, and as you can see in the little south camp, those are the 3 different towers that we can choose, and you can hit overview here and you can even see exactly who is in the siege. So if we took a little pause window here, you can see in the attack, that is meaning the blitz almost, that is the guys that are going to be anyone that is a cavalry unit, anyone in the archers, and even infantry, right? But if you're bringing the battering rams, you will be in the siege section, and you can see that really well. You can see again the guys, the enemies and the, you know, like your allies all in this little mode here, which is a really cool little feature just to showcase it off in the prep round of obviously combat. But you can see here when we go into obviously the preparation phase, all of the infantry are on the way. So all of these units on standby just to my little side here, these little boys are all infantry ram units. And a really top tip for you guys, if you're trying to destroy the wall, make sure you bring 3 units. Yes, 3 legions, all infantry rams, because it means you have the maximum ability, because you can only bring a maximum of 3 infantry rams into a siege in those towers. So just remember that, and you can't obviously bring a 4th or 5th unless obviously one dies and you're switching it out, or as you can imagine, maybe, right? But you have to wait obviously for that to come back. So now when we look at some other footage, you're going to start seeing the kind of beauty of this game, because the thing is with it is when we go into the PvP section, so here, when we're looking at the troops, obviously all the blue are our allies, and we're working together to fight to destroy the enemy alliance's capital city here. And what we have to fight, like you would do in the PvE sieges, is the guardsmen still. So we have to fight the guardsmen. But if you look very closely, some of those name tags have enemy alliances, and that is also happening. So basically that little pass there where the little gate is one of the main areas where the enemy can come out of. And the funny thing is, it's not just one zone. The actual capital city here has multiple entrances that you as an enemy, or you know, the person in the defensive position right now, can pop out and attack from different sides. So you actually do get, honestly, very good strategic advantage, because you can actually position 200 troops all in one pass, and if their enemy are not ready, guess what, you can pump them all out and basically defend the wall, which is a really powerful mechanic, because that's all that is occurring right now in this PvP footage. I'm using, if you look, Leonidas with Guan Yu on the other march, and we're basically running double burn marches here, trying to combo off, and I'm always trying to retarget on marches that you can see I have a positive counter trade. It's going to allow me to obviously try to get as much damage as I can, but you can see the amazing defensive work from the enemy alliance there. They absolutely swarmed out and destroyed my marchers and my own alliance marchers, and they are now moving towards one of the 3 towers to try and cause a disruption, which is amazing, because as this game, as you can see, is almost like a push the payload event, where you have 3 different payloads and you need to push all 3 payloads to the enemy alliance wall. By doing that, you have basically 3 different towers hitting the wall every 30 seconds or to a minute, dealing maximum damage. And you can have obviously up to as many troops online in those bad boy towers. So it's very important that you work together to do this. And you can see here we're doing that. Our alliance has seen what is occurring right now, and we're not happy about that. So our alliances are now consolidated and now starting to defend that left side. We did a great defensive job, and now we're in the middle, and now we are rotating and trying to defend the middle zone. One mechanic I haven't mentioned right now, and I want to just pause it here, which is a really fun little thing in the game of Era of Conquest, is in an alliance you can assign, as you can imagine, officers in the game, right? But you can also assign military ranks. And military ranks have the ability, as you can see above here, to actually deploy these massive area of effect flags. And all they do is reduce the PvP hospital bill of players inside, and that's it. There's no actual, attack, defense, any crazy buffs at the moment on it until you get upgraded maybe flags as a military ranked captain. So that's a really cool little just, added addition I wanted to showcase in today's PvP, because it is really effective and it does create, as you can see, these areas where the enemy want to fight within and kind of want to defend their almost military leader there and push forward. Otherwise they're going to lose that debuff until he comes back out, because it does have a cooldown and it does have a timer, which is great to see when it comes to open field combat, right? So we've done a fantastic job there, and as you can imagine, we've done our duty and we've destroyed the tower. So the way the whole alliance or capital siege system works, it's almost a beginning, middle and end phase. So the beginning phase is you are in the towers and you need to besiege the outer watchtowers that are trying to get you, right? So you need to get there. As soon as you destroy those towers, you're in phase 2, where you need to basically send your marchers in these towers, and they need to get to the walls. And the cool thing is the enemies can actually attack the watchtower, and if they do touch and attack it, guess what? It stops moving. So you can actually try and do some really fun kind of like tug of war, push the payload, defensive stuff on either side here. But once that watchtower has reached its destination, it's in the final end game where it's all about doing as much damage to these outer city walls as you can see. And it's a really cool animated theatrical effect here where all you are trying to do, and I'm not gonna lie, it's not that interactive in the tower. All you're doing is putting your troops in and it's doing all the animation work. But what you need to be doing is staying on standby. So you can see these garrison units and some of the enemy units are trying to still attack the tower. And if they get close to the tower, guess what? They're going to absolutely nuke it. And we can fast forward in time here and we can look around and you can see 2 towers now besieging onto this capital city, and this one above me is on 10 seconds and the one on the other side, guess what, it's on 20 seconds. So you're going to be able to see, I know it's a little bit hard, but where it says the astral shop icon, the actual health bar of the wall is located there, and you're going to be able to see that decrease over time basically. So this is what the Besiege is. It's a very long battle and it takes up to, as you can see, an hour to do. So if you don't fulfill it in the hour, you can, if you really wanted to, declare war again. But again, if you declare war, it takes 1 hour for that timer to hit 0 before you can initiate war. So it gives obviously the guys in the defensive position time to recuperate, repair walls and do all sorts of that kind of stuff. So let's now look into some more of the other footage that we have in Era of Conquest. We've got some really amazing PvP footage there, but I hope that makes you guys understand why, honestly, the PvP and the besieging effect on how you need to kill and take over enemy alliances capitals is so fun in Era of Conquest. And welcome back. So here we've got some nice PvP footage here, what we're going to go over. It's a nice little clip here, basically showcasing a rotation by the enemy. And this is what we was talking about. The fact that they have the upper hand, you can see here, they're actually starting to come out basically from an entrance just above this watchtower. And what this has required us as an alliance to do, as you can imagine, is bring our troops. Our troops are now rotating all the way around to protect our siege tower, because our siege tower was on around 90 to 100 troops, and now it's on 67, and that's not good, because that means we've lost out on damage and speed per second on that wall. And we need to take down the wall, boys. We need to take down the wall. They might be Hodor. They're trying to hold the door. We're trying to break it down. That's how it works. Pretty simple, right? So when we go into it, though, you can see now these guys start to show up. And I love the fact that the PvP combat switches, because they brought us all to the right side, and then they did the old switcheroo, and all of them now start appearing right above in the left pass. And that is amazing to see that you can actually outmaneuver and out strategically, you know, maybe use the players online to your advantage. Because if they can, and I'm not going to lie, if they can kill these units, which they could, and then deal damage to that watchtower above, guess what? It means we might not destroy the city walls. And if we don't destroy those city walls, guess what? They maintain the capital. And we can't, as an alliance, we can't evict them, we can't kick them out, and we can't push them out of this capital zone and take over it. So it's a very important battle here between two alliances, and this is honestly a really fun event that I'm so glad I was able to get online, be a part of, and honestly fight. Because you can see, even I've got troops on their way in, and I've got troops fighting in the towers already, which are those two troops on the right side. And obviously what I am doing is a little quick trick. I'm going to teach you it now, but if you are kind of a little bit further out from battle, instead of using your troops to actually drag to that scout camp, so if they die they'll go to the scout camp and you can bring them back, what you can actually do, if you're willing to pay the iron price, is actually let them come home when they're in heavy losses, when they've got a 22 march time. But then you can actually quick return, so they instantly come home. You've got only a 7-minute timer, and then you can just walk them back full march. And that's actually very powerful, especially in certain scenarios, depending where your city is in position wise. It means you can actually get into battle with a full march, you know, quicker than actually just waiting in the scout camp for a half-built march. So it's a nice little tip there for certain players, a very advanced tip as well, that maybe we might have to go over. You know, maybe you guys want me to go over that, let me know. But now let's go into some more, because you can see we've defended that zone, but it doesn't end. They've come back and they switcheroo again. Again, guys. And I love it. I love it. I love the fact that Era of Conquest allows this. And you can see now my troops now needing to move. You've got Domination, I think they are, or basically Dom, now moving up to take out our basically AFK marchers. And myself, I'm kind of leading the charge here with some of the boys here. And I'm just kind of not going too fast, because this is one thing about the game which you can imagine very similar to Rise of Kingdoms. It's a very, very swarm heavy game, meaning if you walk in by yourself, you're gonna get 15x, and if you get 15x, you're dead like that, right? So it is actually about working with your alliance members. It's actually fighting together and killing the same units. So you can see I'm watching this guy go in, and I'm actually going to target him with my Guan Yu, and then I'm going to move my Leo up to protect the Guan Yu from any other attacks, because personally my Leonidas and the Mary with Queen Sindiok I've got as my lineup is a very good lineup compared to my Guan, Fedor and Caesar, which is still a great lineup, but it just doesn't tank as much, just because Queen Sindiok is just that powerful. But here we go, we killed those two guys, and now all of the cavalry as well as some of the infantry have all come, and now me and the alliance are working together. My archers in the Leonidas spotted a counter target, so I'm going straight for them, and we're going together, me and my alliance. We're working together, killing these guys, and basically holding a line, because these guys need to push through us here in order to touch that alliance tower, and that is what's important. We need to protect that alliance tower, and if we can do that, guess what? We're going to hit them walls like we've been saying all the way through this video, and we're going to take control of that capital city. And you can see me and my Guan Yu here doing some insane 5.3k damage dealt there, 4.1k dealt. Now both of my burn boys going onto this Guan Yu. Let's see if we can hit some big skill damage numbers here, because these guys are coming out and it's getting a little bit crazy here for the burn boys. But the beautiful thing about burn is it just does an insane amount of area of effect skill damage if it combos off rightly. But there we go, Guan Yu unfortunately bites the dust, and Leo unfortunately bites the dust, and they're going to be sent home. And this is where we can talk about that quick return trick. But we can see Lady, one of the main officers in our alliance, helping myself on the front lines there, pushing the Dom alliance all the way back to their zone. And you can see there, look, I earned an insane amount of great merits. I love the fact that we was able to do that. So what we're going to do though is go to the next clip. We've got one last clip to go up, which is the finale little area of the fight before the walls basically came down. You can see the timer, a little bit of block in my head here. It is just above here, 200 on the timer. So we've almost done it, and we've got 11 minutes on the clock. And you can see the domination is trying their best now to swarm that tower that we were defending, but it isn't enough. Why? Because there's two other towers in order to attack, and we are defending them and successfully sieged that alliance and knocked them out of that alliance capital, meaning now we have the ability to obviously evict them, kick them out, and basically get them out of this territory and keep pushing forward in this besieging of Era of Conquest. And honestly guys, I love this game. And if we look in the main game right now, basically this here was that capital siege we just watched. We are now basically in a nice peace talks, as I'm aware of, with the alliance, where we just do some nice friendly battles along this nice little coastline, which is fair enough. And we're basically looking onwards to the next objective, to the next frontier in Era of Conquest. And honestly, that was just the first PvP battle we've covered on this channel. And honestly, if you want more actual PvP, where you're going to be able to see all these different types of troops in the game, don't worry, we will cover them and showcase the power of them when we get them all unlocked. So with all of that, smash a like, comment and subscribe. Show some love as well to, honestly, the Vanguard Alliance here that I'm part of in server S9. Without those guys, we wouldn't be able to get this amazing footage. And honestly, having us here as a warm welcome home, understanding that we are playing, we are grinding, we're helping when we can. And honestly, the days like maybe today when we're live stream, we're going to have an amazing time together. So until then, smash like, comment and subscribe guys. Thank you for today's sponsor, Huawei App Gallery again. And as well, thank you for the PvP. I hope you've enjoyed it. And until the next one, stay safe, stay sneaky, and peace out, boys.